sister, now we're living together. Roommates in
Hello,
law.
folks.
Hey, that was pretty good.
Not bad. Tom.
Timothy.
It's Ridgewood Tom these days.
Dude, I'm in the Ridgie. We're back live, folks, from Ridgewood Studios, a new one.
Yeah, this is Ridgewood number 2.
This is, you're Woodward Studios.
Oh, well, I kind of have it's kind of a blanket thing on Ridge.
You got the whole NABE?
Well, I put the LLC into practice. Everybody else is kind of acting as a subsidiary of that one blanket
You're the
thing.
umbrella company.
Yeah. I'm like Gas
that
Digital, or like, you know,
GE.
Tom Segura has the
Oh,
podcast network. Everybody in the Ridgewood neighborhood is all kind of under my
it's
network
the empire.
at Woodward Studios.
You're the king of Ridgie.
That's what people have been saying it, Tom.
Dude, I think there's a new king in town, honestly. I'm liking this. I'm liking this little town.
Ridge City, I told you, you've been such a snoot this whole time.
Have I?
Oh, you were snooting around town pretty
I love
hard.
the hat is the problem.
Sure, but like you thought it was like you were having your Sex in the City moment. You haven't like come down to earth of Ridge City.
Well, when I stay with my buddy in Gramercy, you know, I'm sorry, I sound like a broken record. I say this every time. And also, before I say this, I'd like to say we're not roommates.
Not even brothers-in-law.
No, but we are
Friends.
And Kings of Ridgewood.
And the Kings of Ridge.
Here's the Kings of Ridge.
Kings of Ridgewood, dude.
You know, I still do romanticize the hat.
As we all do, Tom.
But also, I'm seeing my pals out in Ridgie.
We're also
living
going,
a good life.
We're going, we got to live in reality here.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get an apartment in Chelsea.
I was
with
looking
like a
at
great
some studios.
skylight. No. You're coming out to
Ridge. One day.
One day, sure.
Dude, one day when I'm doing like 2 to 3 spots here a month,
right?
I can afford it.
You probably need like 5 or 6 a month.
Yeah, because that's
6 would be like $1,800.
Oh yeah,
$1,800 a month.
Yeah,
and that's your rent right there. Spots are what, $300 a spot?
Well, I'm getting my rates going up.
Right. You do get like,
and that's not based on anything.
Yeah,
I've decided that.
Just it's time. You wrote a new 10. You're like, rates are going up.
Rates are up. They're like, that's never really been how it works.
They hand you $100. Like, ooh, actually, no, it's $450 now.
Also, can you make that check out to the King of Ridgewood? That's my business name now.
We just go and beat the shit out of the Kings of Leon wherever they are,
dude.
Right? We need to feud with those guys,
and then start a band.
No, just like a fist fight.
Okay. Did you hear Tim and Tom are beefing with the Kings of Leon?
Damn, dude. I didn't think the Kings of Ridgewood had it like that.
Tag Kings of Leon and tell them we're coming for them. Oh, my God. How are you,
Brooklyn.
Timothy?
I'm well. I'm hanging in.
Yeah?
I didn't get to bed till too late last night, Tom, but...
Yeah, we hit the hang button a little bit. Here's the problem is you get, I'm a pal in town, and then I'm like, I want to run around with my friends.
Yeah, you're trying to get in trouble.
I want to get in a little bit of trouble. I want to get in some uncomfortable situations hanging at comedy clubs that we're not allowed to be at.
Sure. Saying hey to guys we have no business being within a 6-mile radius of.
It is so funny. Last night, for our dear listeners, we met our good friend Tyler Horvath at a show he was doing, hung for a little bit, and then we had some other friends going up at the world-famous Comedy Cellar. And that's a place that me and you just haven't decided to really get into yet.
Yeah.
That's our next era. But it's so much pressure, and then you have to sit there talking with comics, which is the greatest time, but then the most famous comics in the world do walk by.
Or just like milling around.
And like they say hi, because it's all comics.
And you're like... Hey, what's up, dude?
I told a very famous comic last night, I said, what's up, buddy?
Buddy is crazy.
He's hosting SNL on Saturday. And I said, hey, buddy, what's
I
up?
treated him like I was meeting like a general like after World War II.
You did the 2-hand handshake?
I ham sandwiched him and I said, it's a real pleasure to see you, sir. Thank you for everything you've done.
Would love to serve with you one day.
I mean, I think it was so fun. The hang is so loaded the whole time you're sitting there. Because you're like, we're having fun with my friends, but you're like always like,
yeah,
like the.
And it's not really. I felt gross at one point because I did catch myself like looking around.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not trying to find a better conversation. I'm making sure
just
that
looking around.
I'm not about to. It's just cool because you look
like,
to your right.
Oh
you're
shit!
like,
Yeah, there's
David
that guy.
Tell,
There's that guy. There's that guy.
Yeah, so it's more just like you kind of feel like you're at like an amusement park a little bit, but it's full of anxiety instead of excitement.
Or just like the Comedy Hall of Fame. It's like a live.
Yeah.
What is it, Madame Tussauds, where it's like all the wax figures
Yeah,
came
but
to
they're
life.
real.
Yeah, and you're like, holy shit!
It's Night at the Museum.
These guys, yeah. Yes.
2, Battle of the Smithsonian.
Damn, Battle at the Olive Tree. And just absolutely walking around seeing these guys, and then you're hanging there with your buddies, and then like at the one, Sam J was just talking to us, and it was like, hello.
Yeah.
And then Shane Gillis came up right behind her, and like all of these people, so you're just like trying to keep it in the pocket. One.
Yeah.
You don't want to get too. You don't want to be like the loud table, and they're going, well, who the fuck are those guys?
Yeah. You know what my biggest fear is with when you meet someone at like that level, especially at a club, that often a conversation point, just a starter, it's like a weather talk is like, what spot should you do
Junie spots tonight?
And then you got to be like, actually, I was actually not supposed to be in town tonight, so I didn't really book myself up.
Yeah,
and
I was
then
ratting,
so I
though.
just figured I would hang.
We were hitting the rat button.
I just figured there might be some cheese here for a couple rats.
You know, maybe pigging around town. We were pigging over at the stand, then decided to rat over here.
Where are you ratting these days? You trying to rat guesties still, or? I'm trying to rat a couple guesties on the late.
Yeah, not a lot of slop over at the stand, so we we pigged it over this way. I figured we'd find a little more.
I went downstairs last night at the Comedy Cellar to watch one friend go up.
I hate doing that, by the way. That is like insane that there's no restroom upstairs.
Oh yeah. So to go to the bathroom in the original Comedy Cellar, if you're in the restaurant upstairs, you have to walk through the showroom.
Just walk right down the hallway where all the comics are kind of milling around.
Yep.
Through the showroom, you have to duck. It's insane.
You're 8 feet from the performer.
At any moment, they could probably just ruin your entire existence.
Yeah, and then like if they ask you a question, which I think they are all pretty professional about it because they're like, you got to go to the bathroom.
Sure.
Like,
yeah.
I don't see a ton of people get called out.
Hey, with this fucking guy doing, he's like, I'm just.
Also,
sorry.
like if it was like. You never want to be involved in crowd work if you are a comedian, because if they don't know you and then you say you're a comedian, it's so embarrassing.
Now it's all over. No, I would completely lie.
Yeah.
I mean, I work in marketing for Hershey's. Just chocolate's my thing.
You can't be that specific.
Oh, I would never be like, I'm actually a comedian. That would hurt.
I think you'd have to go like sales. Or like accountant, just something boring. If you said like I do marketing for Hershey's, they'd be like, "Well, take a seat here. I'd like to ask you a few more questions."
Keep it super boring.
Yeah.
Fake an accent. I don't speak very much English.
Oh yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
I could do like a Russian guy.
I'd love to hear that.
I'm not even going to attempt it. And right when I said that and I saw your little face, I was like, oh no.
You've been working on your Russian character?
I toss a jumpsuit on. I feel like I could look like a Russian guy.
I'm going to hit the bathroom. You start changing into a jumpsuit. I'm just doing Sergey.
Just in case.
I'm Sergey when I go to the bathroom.
Yeah, so wait, so you got your bun stuck down there.
So I went down to watch a friend, and I've only ever done that with Jeffrey Osmus, who is legitimately one of our best friends, so you feel a little more empowered.
Right.
Where I'm like, he's got me. But this is like a fringe friend. It's a comic friend.
Yep.
It's someone I see around, and that's it. And I go, yeah, I'm going to come catch your set, and then immediately was full of anxiety. Saw him go down there to get up. I'm like, all right, I'm going to do it. I told him I would. I go stand in the hallway. Thank God there weren't like a lot of comics around, because then I would have come right back upstairs. But I'm standing there for a little bit, and I see the security guard, who's
where's your resting anxiety at this moment?
On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say floating between 7 and 8.
Okay, yeah.
Like, I know I can be there.
Sure.
Comics are allowed to bring friends down there to watch, theoretically. I don't know. I've been told, and I kind of made that up.
Right.
But, like, never comfy. And constantly overthinking if I should laugh or...
What was your posture? Were you leaning up against the wall?
Leaning against the wall, hands behind my back.
Okay.
Yeah. Not like cool guy leaning against the wall.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I was wondering.
Let me get so far out of the way of people walking by. I'm trying to become part of the wall.
Right. You're just smoking a cig.
Attell does it.
What? Is this a big deal?
What? I just saw Chappelle do this a month ago.
My buddy said I could watch him do 8.
And smoke cigs.
I'm Sergey, by the way.
So, I'm standing there and I see the security guard notice me, and she's like a prison guard vibe.
Tall
lady.
or just
I would say
energy?
5'8".
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, yes.
She could toss you around a little bit.
For sure.
Yeah.
It easily would take me.
Hair slicked back.
Pretty tight ponytail.
Tight pony.
And she looks at me, and they're dealing with some hecklers, so it's a little high stress in there. And then I hear her over on the side ask the host of the show, who's that guy? And I assume they were talking about me, but I'm like, maybe not. And then I hear him be like, he's a comic. I don't know his name, but he is a comic. And then she comes back and goes, hey, who told you could stand in the hallway?
Oh, my God, dude. Oh, my God.
Really?
I wouldn't have even said anything. I'd have just tried to nodded, turned around, left, got into an Uber, come back to Ridgewood, packed up all of my belongings, got onto a flight, moved back to Chicago, then pack up all my shit again, move back to Louisiana.
You got to retrace all your steps.
Just all of the things that brought me to this one moment, I would have to go relive all through that.
You're back to Louisiana, and then back. Where'd you live before Louisiana with your family? Ohio?
No, we were in New York before that.
New York.
So then I'm back.
You're back. You find yourself there again? How the hell did I get here?
I just have all my bags with me. Oh!
It's like 8 minutes later somehow.
Yeah, she's like, I still don't know who you are.
Same guy's still on stage. Is this better? I don't know. I tried to take it. I hit the undo button like 30 times.
Sergey, no, you can't bring your bags down here.
Go back to Russia, Sergey. And my first words out of my mouth when she said, who told you could stand there, was not answering her question. I said, I can leave.
Yep.
And then I said, but, Dan, I'm just watching his set. And she goes, are you friends with him? And it's like, well, yeah.
I would bet there have been stragglers that are just down there.
Yeah, I guess didn't buy a ticket to the show, went down to the bathroom, and then hung.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that is exactly what it appeared that I did. I went pee first, and then went and stood in the hallway.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, I have no disrespect for this. Actually, nothing but respect for this woman.
I absolutely love it, yeah.
And she goes, are you friends with him? I go, yeah. She goes, okay. And then she stood
She's like, oh, really? What's his middle name?
Yeah.
Like,
What's his mother's maiden?
Shit.
Johnson.
Daniel. Son.
I'm gonna leave.
Get out of here.
Yeah, and then I didn't know, if I should laugh because she was standing next to me the whole time, so I was doing a couple.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you're belly laughing. I don't think you're really.
Well, no,
because
that looks like I've never been there before.
Yeah, you got to act like you've been there before, but then
Yeah.
you don't. I mean, I guess no noise certainly isn't gonna dock you any points.
Yeah.
She's not going, this guy didn't laugh one time.
Yeah.
Is that even his friend?
Well, and then I got bailed out, actually, because I was feeling pretty shitty. I was like, God, I can't watch the rest of the set. I couldn't even hear a word he was saying. I was so in my head.
Mm-hmm.
And then Caitlin Palufo, who is a friend of ours, came downstairs. She was on next, so she's like, what's up, Tommy?
And you're like, see?
Says hi. And I was like, this is big. That was huge. She has no idea what's going on, but I was like, you just saved my life.
Thank you so much.
God, New York's so cool and chill.
It always is chill. The whole vibe here, Tom.
Yeah.
Everybody. But what would you would rather that, right?
Then.
Open micers walking down there and hanging, milling around.
Oh, yeah. I don't have a better solution for this.
You need that lady to be like, hey,
Yeah.
the fuck are you doing down here?
And you're a comic.
Oh, okay. She's like, do your first three in my ear.
What's your opener? Are you still doing that, huh? You should switch that up every 6 months.
Interesting. YouTube special? You dropping something on YouTube? Get the
God.
fuck out of here. Go back upstairs. No, but we
had a good hang.
It was a solid hang. It started out a little rocky at the stand. Our good friend, here's a nice little example of what stand-up comedy can look like. Our good friend, Tyler Horvath, shout out to I was going to say Big Fat Vath.
But you're doing that too much.
Yeah, I know.
You're calling too many people fat these days.
Well, I feel like now that I've started, I can't be like, that guy called me a fat ass one time, and I've never heard him say it again.
Oh, yeah. So now it has to be your thing?
I kind of have to have it out there so people are like, oh, he kind of calls people just a big fatty.
It started with yourself. You always say, I'm going to take my fat ass home.
Right.
But then now it's branched out to others. You go, well, look at us, look at our fat asses hanging at the store or whatever.
Yeah, here we go. Look at a couple of big fat boys hanging around. And so I feel like I can't, because I did have a scenario where I did call a guy that, and we know each other, but not, and he's not.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, I think everyone does.
Okay. And I was like, I was like, I mean, with your fat ass hanging around a bit, and I could see him kind of like clock it.
What the hell was that?
Yeah, not like saying it, but he did clock it. So the next person that came up, I was like, hello, fattest man on earth. We're all your fat friends and their fat idiot families.
Look at all these fat people here.
I call everyone fat. That's my thing.
Yeah, well, it is your thing. The intent is pure.
The intent is love, Tom.
Yeah.
And then I felt weird being like, because if I would have addressed it, then it is addressing that it is kind of an issue.
Right, if you're like, I didn't mean that, then he's like, well, you definitely did now.
Yeah, you're like, I don't think you're fat. I just say that to people. There was no winning, so I just had to call everybody I saw for the next 3 days. The fattest person I've ever seen in my life.
Fat. Yeah, but we did see our good friend Ty Horvath at the stand. That's how you brought that up.
Mm-hmm. And just a nice, beautiful example of how horrible this can be. He gets up for his first paid spot at the Stand Comedy Club. Famed
club.
Stand Comedy Club.
Great pasta.
And Tyler gets up there and he's doing his little material. Lady in the front row pukes all over the stage.
Pukes up red wine right in the front row. But don't worry, she also had tequila earlier in the night.
No, it was totally chill because she didn't leave immediately.
She fully puked.
Had to be dragged out.
And didn't do the, not that this is like a better option, but you know, like when some people puke, like I remember a guy puked on our floor in college one time, but he put his hand over his mouth first.
Did it spray?
And it spurted through his fingers. But it's like at least he clocked it. I mean, it was too late, but like he was like, oh, it's happening. Where she was like, it's happening, and just
I'm just completely
full
gone.
Toddler.
Yeah,
That's
on her own little shit. It was all like
that's a
white
3-month-old
and clumpy
move.
too. Classic toddler throw up.
And then she like came out with her date, and like they tried to hang at the bar.
Yeah, the staff comes up like, hey,
You gotta leave.
that's where you need the lady
Dude.
from the cellar coming up. She
That
just
lady-
drag her out by her hair.
Oh my gosh, she would have kicked the shit out of her where she was sitting.
Because her boyfriend, I mean, this guy, he wasn't affected by this at all.
No, I don't think that was a boyfriend.
That was
was
just some
early
guy.
on dating / hooking up.
See, I feel like he would have cared more if it was earlier.
Well, I don't think it's a serious thing because he was so unashamed by it. If he was really trying to, if this was like I think I might love this woman, he would have been a little more ashamed, a little more protective of her. He kind of just like walked out with her. He went back in and went to the bathroom.
Oh, no, he was smiling the whole time.
Yeah, and he was like laughing.
See, that's where I think like maybe it's later on
Or
because
it's
he
really
knows
later
he's
on.
seen this 100 times. That'll be fine. She'll sit right here and, talk nonsense to this person. I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick, get her fat ass in an Uber.
This happens most shows we go to. This is par for the course.
But, I mean, this guy wasn't sweating it at all, and they're just hanging at, like, where the pizzas get delivered. No, that's not even a place where you sit and or hang.
It's like where the waiters pick up the food.
Yeah. And she's just kind of sprawled out on this thing, and the poor people have to come and be like, you simply must leave.
They were
the
being
venue.
cool, but yeah, they were like, you can't. We didn't say move to another room in here.
Yeah, you can't just like puke in every room here. You just puked on the stage. You have to leave now. It's crazy that didn't clock for the boyfriend though.
Yeah, you said this last night. He should have, before that throw up hit the floor, he should have had an Uber called.
Phone's out. Uber's on the way.
Yeah.
The moment you see her going like, it's Uber time.
Yeah.
Drag her out right into the trunk of the
Or
Uber.
maybe bathroom first.
Ugh, you got to get out of there.
Yeah, but well, if the options are sit in the showroom or bathroom,
Well, sure, a bathroom.
you gotta hit the
Sure.
bathroom.
But I mean, but he didn't seem, he was like fine.
He was so unbothered by it. It was insane.
No, I mean like sober as well.
Oh, yeah.
He wasn't like kind of stumbling around giggling either. He was.
So that's why I think it was maybe an earlier on thing, because she might have been nerve
Maybe
drinking.
she was nerve drinking.
And the waitress said she got tequila and then switched to red wine when the show started.
On a Tuesday. Oh, that is incredible. She's like, I'm going to tone it down. I'll get some red wine.
I can't do too much tequila. On this.
I can't do a fifth shot of tequila. Let's switch it to red wine.
An all-star move right there.
I mean, Vav comes out looking visibly shaken, and I'm like, oh, shit, like, no
Upset?
good?
Yeah.
And he was like, wow. Vav, wow. Someone kind of puked all over the stage.
Right in the front row.
Not great. Not my fave.
Oh, God. So that's how the hang started. And then we had a couple pop-ins, couple decent performances, couple stinkers. Here's a note in general for people, not comedians per se. It's just like don't talk about how much money you make.
Ever.
Good or bad.
Ever.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if it's like, how about not among an entire group of strangers?
Yes. Yeah. People that you're not close with. This might be the main conversation you ever have with them.
This was insanity, what we witnessed this man doing.
I don't want to get too into it, but it is just like, if no one asks, that's not a thing. That shouldn't be in the first, top 5. How do I get this conversation going?
Right. And it's fine. Look, you can keep it vague. You can say, oh, that place actually pays you really well.
Yeah. This gig is good.
This gig is good. They pay you pretty well.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Check it out. Don't start saying exact numbers of what you make on your merch. Each individual piece of merch, how much merch you sold, over how many days. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. And no one's really hitting the ball back.
Except for me, because this is my defense mechanism in this scenario. If we're having an uncomfy conversation and I see my friends starting to turn on it, Tim goes to his phone, Tyler goes to his phone, other guy goes to his phone, I go, tell me more about that.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, shit. I didn't realize you were doing that kind of merch. I would love to hear more of that.
Tell me more about the embroidery.
And in my head, I'm just like, what am I doing?
Well, here was the thing. To be fair, I mean, for every 4 he hit, you hit 1 back.
Yeah.
But that's all it took.
And we were talking about this, that kind of person, the person who just talks through, just steamrolls a conversation. There are times in my life where I've appreciated person because if I'm not bringing much, or if I'm tired, or if I'm stony baloney, or a little buzzed up, I don't want to. Sometimes I'm like, you can just drive.
You take it from here. I'll pepper some stuff in here and there, but you seem like you kind of got this, right?
Did I tell this on the person I got a ride home from who talked the entire 2 hours?
No. Oh, you said this last night.
I was coming. Oh yeah. I was coming back from a gig, and we were driving. And this person gave me a ride, and it was like 2+ hours, and they just start talking, and it's nonstop, and it's post show, it's night, tired, a little stony. I go, I'll just look out the window, and you can just keep going. We were driving another comic home. They fell asleep in the back seat, rude, and then I'm just looking out the window, letting them talk. Every once in a while, throwing out wow, yeah, that's nuts. I can't believe that.
That is crazy.
Was that this year? Oh no, it was, okay. That was in grade school, and then it got quiet for about 10 seconds after about an hour straight, and then they just go, yeah, I mean, I think about that submersible every day, and I started dying laughing. Then I had to call it out. I was like, what?
That's a real reach into the bag.
Yeah, it's just like, what else is in there?
Let's see. He's like, I didn't want to do the submersible stuff right now, but I'm in a desperate spot.
Tom's not hitting anything
back.
He's not
hitting anything back. He's like, I'm going to do some of my best stuff.
I'm doing submersible. I'm doing Chinese spy balloon after this.
I mean, the submersible. So did the laughing stop? Because I do want to hear the thoughts about the submersible.
No, it wasn't even, it wasn't anything crazy. It was just, I can't believe we moved on from that so quick.
I most certainly can believe we moved on.
Yeah.
Are we supposed to mourn that for too long? These guys made the worst decision humanly possible.
This isn't an ongoing issue.
Yeah, it's like
the
just
company's
6.
Done.
Yeah, these 6 idiots just made a bad decision.
Yeah, they're not sending more down there. This isn't like something we have to worry about.
And it wasn't like test children. These guys like built literally it's a lunch
tin
pail.
Can. Yeah.
And they tried to go to the bottom of the ocean in a lunch pail, and it didn't work out. What?
And I can't believe we're not still talking about it.
How are people not effectively like? Well, there's like I don't know if you heard about Israel and Palestine, but that's like way more sad than the submersible.
I know, and it's just a bummer that that's happening, because otherwise, if not for that, we'd still be talking about it.
We'd still be on the submersible.
We'd still be trying to find that Titanic.
But that
those
is, I
people are nice.
do appreciate that kind of, because that's not That's a people pleaser.
And it was stories. It was fine. It wasn't like bragging. It was just like story. And I go, all right, great. And then you made a good point last night, though. You go so on autopilot in those stories where, like, someone's just talking. You're like, yeah, damn, whoa, that's crazy. Where if, like, she had stopped for a little while.
She's like, I haven't said anything in 8 minutes.
And I might have just thrown out a, God, I can't believe that.
No, that was when? She's like, what? I haven't said anything in 22 minutes. You're like, oh, damn.
Right.
So what was that thing you were saying?
Sorry, I got to log back on here.
She has to, like, shake you out of it. No, but I love those people. It is true. And you also have those people in a hang when they show up, because sometimes you're in, like, a spotty hang. Mm-hmm. Where it's like...
No one knows who's driving?
No one knows who's driving the car here. Yeah, so it's like, riffs are kind of coming. It's not like a nice flow. But when this person shows up, you're like, this person kind of just steamrolls, for lack of a better way to say it. But, like, they come in with their stories. They got something going on.
Sometimes the
like,
steamroller is good.
Here we go. This is what this whole thing needs.
Because we can riff on this, but yeah.
But when it's sometimes you just get into those situations. But this gentleman that we encountered last night
was not good.
Was not that.
No. This
was a salamander-eyed sociopath.
It's braggy.
I mean, it was crazy.
Oh.
Hitting zilch back.
There's very few people who I've, like, right away when I'm talking, I'm like, I wonder how much money you made last week.
I know, it's like last week.
Yeah,
he was giving us, like, the day-by-day in like earnings of his life. That was crazy.
Well, then I got to be back here to do a spot, and that's about $100, and then...
I mean, but, like, I'd rather be like in this place than this, because I'll get $1,400 here, and then I'm gonna be over here making $100. I'm a grown man. Who are you talking to?
And then you guys are just in your phone.
Oh, I was done with that fucking conversation.
Oh,
I mean, I was already putting up with this
God.
other guy. We had this other guy.
Yeah.
We had
a guestie.
Do we want to?
I don't know. I feel bad talking shit. I don't really know him.
Well.
Doesn't matter. The thing there is, no, we can't tell them. I'm cutting this.
Hey, just with a new group of people, don't try to be as offensive as humanly possible.
No, don't go shock value. Even if they're comedians, we're not like shock people.
He was like, I knew you guys wouldn't care.
Yeah, I'm like, no, I don't.
What? I don't know. I'm kind of annoyed.
Yeah, I'm not like, my base level isn't like, ooh, which marginalized group could we shit talk right now?
Wait, who do you hate now? Old ladies? Hell yeah, dude. Yeah. I mean, I sat there quietly for a little while because I was like, I don't know. He seems nice enough. But he started really spilling some poo out there. And I was like, well, I'm going to hit a couple of dingers on this guy.
Yeah, I go, I was giving him a chance because I didn't really know, who he was or whatever. And you go, yeah, I took a shot at him pretty early. The thing is, like, some of the takes, too, they start reaching because it's like, I mean, we're in New York. This is not an original take. He's like, you know what else really pisses me off? Spanish music on the train. Like, and it's like, yeah, all right.
And I was like, well, you're not doing headphones on the train? Did you remember this little answer?
Kind of poked a hole in it. Oh, yeah, yes. Oh, my God.
He was like, yeah, sometimes I'm listening to, like, a finance podcast.
Like a money podcast. So. We're like, oh, well, at least you came back in that one. At least now in our eyes, you've nailed it.
Yeah, just listening to, like, and he called it a money podcast. Not even
try to get some tips.
Just money in general.
Because I'm getting like $80 for this next gig, and then if I sell a couple hats, I mean, I got to put that into the market at some point.
Well, money, but the whole podcast is just like, Grant is on the 50, and he's like, oh, that's right.
All right.
Jackson's on the 20.
Oh, it's describe. I was like, I don't know what Grant is on the 50.
Just talking about money.
I thought that was like a Dow Jones reference or something.
You were like, yeah.
It's like, damn, the Grant's on the 50 now. Holy shit! I thought. Well, if
last time I heard it, Grant
down,
was on 23, so that's actually pretty good. I should have put money in Grant.
Fuck. Grant's up to 50.
Moneypod.com, folks.
Oh,
Log on,
this
sign
week's
in.
episode is brought to you by Money Podcasts on the train when you're trying to avoid mariachi music.
God, old ladies suck.
God.
That way, it was
man.
like.
Wait, speaking of merch sales, I got a tough one, dude.
Lay it on me. Sorry, I've been simmering with these guys all day.
I know, but
fine.
We gotta move on. We're halfway through this thing.
Fine.
I was in Stamford, Connecticut this weekend. Fun shows. Late show Friday, really drunk crowd. I go before the show. I go, I'm not selling merch. Mm-hmm. Merch sales are pretty rough. They're just not a merch town, I guess.
Sure.
I go, I'm not selling merch. Other comics are like, just do it. You got the merch. Just do it.
Comics?
The opener and Kelsey, the headliner. And Kelsey's she's been the one who convinced me to do merch in the first place. She's like, you got to just make more money on the road. And it's been amazing.
Wait, the host is also selling merch?
No. The host was just like, yeah, why not? Just do it.
Okay.
And so I'm like, all right, fine. I'll do it. I went 1 for 125 people.
See, I don't have the strength for that.
It was bleak. And you know what sucks? I wanted to stop some people would be like, I cooked. I did better on that one than the
I saw it.
earlier
I
show.
was turning in heat. I know you like that.
I had a hot little set.
Buy a
I got
fucking
nothing
shirt.
here.
Maybe. Here's a little theory for your ass, Tom. Here it is.
I'm waiting, dude.
It's kind of a newer club. Maybe this isn't a very curated comedy audience. Maybe they don't even know it's like merch is kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Maybe they're going, how the fuck is that guy out here with a bunch of koozies?
We already bought a ticket.
We already saw the...
Not even to see him.
Yeah.
I don't know that guy's name. I don't really want to.
He wants money from me all of a sudden? Doesn't that come from the venue?
Pull the car around. I'm going to put my hood up when I walk by him and maybe give him a wave. Because the side wave is really tough.
Don't just keep walking.
It was really tough.
Don't do the awkward eye contact, the half smile. Mm-hmm.
Keep at it.
God.
This is my justification or my excuse for it is they put us in the foyer. Mm-hmm. That's a French word meaning entryway.
I've been watching Emily in Paris. I know.
Okay, good. And the door was open to the outside. It was about 28 degrees. Mm-hmm. So people are getting to the merch area,
and it's getting chilly.
Time to leave.
Right. And you're going, wouldn't it be great for an extra shirt right now?
I'm standing there in a sweatshirt and a jacket zipped up to my neck, going, "I'd love $5 from you, please, sir." Please, sir.
Buy my koozie.
I'd love to just fly Delta from here on out. God.
I mean, I don't know. That's just like a level of pain.
It's really tough. Because it sucks.
What was the vibe of the one buyer? Did he look around and go, "I'll take a koozie from you"?
It was pretty enthusiastic, but it was. This is a lot of the people that buy merch. It was an older couple. They see like a son in me.
Right.
And they go, I think you really got something here.
Yep.
Here's 10.
How old are these people?
I would probably say like late 60s, maybe early 70s.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's sweet as
It's
pie.
bad when you remember the people that bought merch from you. I'll say that. Because you know what
like
sucks?
Cheryl and John, good people.
When you shout out Cheryl and John Stanford. What sucks is when you sell a lot and there's like a congregation around the merch table, people start taking pictures. They ask you. It's like a group thing.
Absolutely.
So it's like if they, they start asking you to sign it, which absolutely ruins the koozies. Stop doing that. I'm signing a foam koozie with a Sharpie. It's coming out so bad.
Just a scribble. Yeah.
And then... But people kind of congregate, and then, it's pictures, and they're taking your card saying, oh, when are you coming back here? And that's fun.
Well, then the other people walking out are going, well, what's going on over here?
Exactly.
This looks like a little thing going on.
Whereas when no one stops, you just feel like one of the Salvation Army Santas outside of Walgreens ringing a bell going, hey, hi, do you have any spare change, please?
I mean, was the headliner selling merch?
Well, she isn't coming out. Like it's someone from the club selling it. But
her.
It was rough merch all around.
Okay, rough merch weekend.
So I wasn't like that bad, but it's so long to.
I mean, that's one when you're standing there and going, I knew I shouldn't have sold this fucking
exactly.
merch.
I could be sitting on a couch in the green room right
just
now,
just enjoying a quick
Sports
bev
Center.
right now, instead I'm out here absolutely because you go from like feeling great about the show to. Was it even that good?
Yeah, I'm starting to think back. I'm like, I guess like I tried some new around minute 11, and that wasn't going great.
See, that's when you're like, I mean, I guess it's like fun in the moment, but I mean, at the end of the day, I'm just like kind of a forgettable act.
Looking back, yeah, they don't even know who I am.
Like, so I'm not even really saying anything on stage because nobody gives a. And this is
point,
all instead.
My
of,
head is against the wall, and I'm facing away from them.
Excuse me, son.
Yeah. Hi, young man Tom Schnee.
That I had to do that one time with our good friend Jeffrey Asmus. He was selling merch. Yeah. He said, "Please, just."
We've talked about this a lot, me and him. It can be really bleak out there.
Just we stand around and so I'm not fucking here alone. And even that, I wasn't selling merch. I had nothing to offer.
Secondhand shame,
and it was horrible. And of course, in my head, somehow I turn it into these people fucking hate me so much.
I did not. I've ruined my relationship with these people
With
and
all
this
of these
club.
people, like, because they didn't come up and be like, "Hey, can I buy your sweatshirt off of you for $150?"
I like that Nike sweatshirt. Do you think they'd offer $150?
I'm just tossing numbers around here, Tom. I mean, based on what we heard last night, you get an easy grand from the venue. You show up with some merch. These guys are doing $300-400 worth of merch a night. That's over 7 nights. You know, that's better than getting $100 over here for a host spot. I'm trying to make money. I'm a grown man.
That's more than your travel buyout alone.
Travel buyout. That's one of the crazier details I've ever heard in my life. Like, at least the merch is kind of on topic, but you're giving us like your buyout to get from basic economy into economy so you can like not use the flight and roll that over into another one, still lose $250 because you got to wake up and do radio. That's not even going to sell tickets.
So
merch
you
is
were
where it's at.
listening. Okay.
Oh, I heard every fucking word. I was sitting there just. I wasn't even looking at my phone.
And I was sitting there going, dude, basic economy does suck.
And you're
suck.
like, what about you guys? I mean, at one point we're going, what do you guys think about Comfort Plus? And I was almost like, what if I dove out of that window right there?
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and take the blame for Comfort Plus. I brought that up, and as it was coming out of my mouth, I'm like, this is where we're at.
We're at Comfy Plus
I flew to New York, and this is what I'm doing right
And
now.
we're doing, this is weather talk.
It's comic weather talk. It's the exact same thing.
Literally going, hey, damn, it's colder than I thought outside. And we're like, yeah.
Dude, yeah. Well, last week it was a little warmer.
It was a little bit warmer for one of those days. But those last 2 or 3 days, those were actually colder than the other ones. That's where we were at in that combo.
God, fuck.
That was a tough thing. We had it for a moment.
Yeah, it was fun for a second,
And then we had a great addition.
And then we reinvigorated it later.
Yeah, we brought it back.
Then it was fun again.
The life came back. That was a big switch going from the table right by the door to the mid table over at the Olive Tree.
Yeah, we would have been a little on the outs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. God, it is cool being in there.
It is.
And it's cool seeing like friends. I'm like, oh, you like a month ago you weren't allowed in here, and now you're like at the cool table.
Sup, dude? Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it's weird and wild stuff. It does feel good when you say hello to people and you're like, I'm not a fucking idiot.
Yeah, I'm allowed to say hi to these people.
I'm allowed to say hello.
Yeah.
That's it. That's really.
It's
all
a really
you need.
good business that we're in, and it's mentally stable all the time.
Yeah, and it makes sense. There are no weird hierarchies that you somehow have to learn and try to navigate those systems.
They're kind of created in our heads, but communally.
Yes, for sure.
You know?
I mean, I guess it's not that confusing. It's like, let's see. That guy's hosting Saturday Night Live.
I guess he's above me in this hierarchy I've created in my head.
I'm ordering the kebab.
Kebab looks good, dude.
It was actually heat. But
Tim,
I don't
riddle
know.
me this.
I'm all about it.
I want to come up with a phrase. I want to get a little roommates-in-law phrase coined.
Okay.
Because we've had a few of these scenarios that we've talked about, and I love it. You're just checking Instagram right now. That's sick.
I was seeing what time it was, and then muscle memory took over. Isn't that disgusting?
Yeah, I've seen it before.
Phones get turned over.
I want to come up with a phrase. Phone's getting turned over. You immediately.
I went
grab it
back.
again?
I was going there to look at my notes.
Oh, okay.
And then I just muscle memoried into.
Let me check Instagram.
God.
Yeah. Well, it's clip day. I get it.
Is it clip day though?
You clipped
Yeah.
today?
Well, clip day ended a long time ago, Tom.
What? I don't even know what that means.
It did. Clip day didn't even start.
Sun
if we
didn't
really
even
think
come
about
up
it,
on
yeah.
clip day this year. Oh my God. I want to come up with a phrase for that feeling that we've talked about where you want to tell everyone something unnecessary. We've talked about it with I embarrassed myself in TSA pre-check when I told the guy that I'm normally pre-check when I didn't have it. I saw it's been a lot of flying stuff. I saw a lady get turned down from Sky Priority, and she told everyone that she does have the Sky Priority pass or status. And now I had a new one. I was sitting in a window seat, and it didn't have
A window.
no the cover, the slide down plastic piece was broken off.
Brutal.
And it's a 6 a.m. flight. So the sun is rising through this window, and every window on the plane is shut.
Yep.
Except for mine. The guy next to me is absolutely wearing the sun in his face because it's kind of missing me. I'm like far enough back. But this guy is like trying to sleep, and it's like... and I make a big show of like trying to find... I'm like, finger banging this
I was
thing.
about to say, you better turn on a little performance. So because everyone on the plane's going, who the fuck has their window open?
But it's a big plane. It was one of these ones, it's L.A. to New York. It's cross country. It's three.
Oh, it's three
aisles.
and three, yeah.
So like, there's people far away from me who are impacted by this because that's cutting across rows.
They should, as a courtesy to whoever poor soul that has to sit there, they should put a little X of caution. I guess that would be more alarming than anything.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to sit next to the hazard window.
Yeah.
But there maybe should be like a sign above my seat that just says,
a little something.
window cover is broken. Be nice to this young man.
He's not trying to fuck you over. Were you getting some looks?
Dude.
I think I would have been given some looks.
Guy next to me instantly was like staring at me. And he had over-the-ear headphones on, and I said something at one point, like, to myself, not to him, but like as I'm like, this thing shut?
Yeah. I can't find this thing anywhere. Is this broken? He didn't hear any of it.
It's so devastating. Like, and then even more than him, he probably put it together because he was probably mad enough that he looked at the window.
Right.
And he probably realized it.
Could you see like the jaggedness of it?
Yeah, there was
it
like a piece
Okay.
in there.
Okay.
So that was like fine. But the people in the next aisle over, I literally wanted to lean over and go, hey guys, it's going to be a long flight.
Mm-hmm.
We're on here for about 5:15. And I tried so hard to rebuild this window, and I got nothing. For you. Flight attendant, I didn't want to bring it up to them. That felt like a diva move.
Sure.
So I don't know. I need a phrase for this. That feeling when you're like, it's out of embarrassment.
But that one feels different than the TSA stuff. This wasn't your fault.
Yeah, it wasn't pride. Well, but it's still that pride complex though, where I'm like, I don't want everyone thinking I'm an idiot.
But I don't even think that's like. I think like the lying like a TSA is you like trying to keep things on an even keel. This feels fair because you're like, I'm ruining all of these people's lives, and they have to know I'm not doing it on purpose.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you know what I mean?
It does come from a different place. Yeah.
Right. This is like, hey, I'm not a piece of shit.
Yeah.
The other one is like some sort of you're trying to. I don't even know what you're. That's what's hard to come up with that phrase.
The pre-check thing. Why it's different is I did have pre-check, and now I look like the guy who tried to cut through the pre-check line without it.
And they're like, "What are you doing?"
And I'm like, "No, I'm not trying to be a snake." That's what I want to tell everyone. Like, I wasn't trying to like be a douche.
Well, then maybe it is coming from the same place.
It's like the pride thing. I'm like, I'm a good guy.
Hey guys, I would never.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's a little I would never moment.
I would never.
Guys,
I would never do this to you.
No.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing.
Yeah,
I fucked this up.
It was a beautiful I would never moment.
It's an I would, because that's the thing with I would never leave this open on a 6 a.m. flight.
No. Yeah, it's I would never, and it's also I know.
I know
this sucks.
Guys, I'm right here with you.
Yeah.
We're in this together.
Mm-hmm.
I would be, if I'm that other guy, is it a packed flight? I'm assuming it is.
Full.
He would have gotten up and hit the move button.
Oh, yeah.
What was it? Did he have at least a sleep mask? Did he have any sort of shield? Nothing.
He had, to quote my friend Joe List, he had a built-in sleep mask called eyelids.
His eyelids.
And that was it. But the problem is it's like hot. You know? It's sort of beating down on him.
God. And he just kind of has to wait for the angle to go away.
Can we go north for a second or whatever?
This guy is sitting there melting. And I love it that did you feel any sort of obligation to be like, oh, I can't sleep either?
Yes.
Or were you like completely out?
I mean, I did end up sleeping most of the time. But to take off, I fake checked the window 12 times.
Yeah, you kind of have to huff and puff.
I took out a screwdriver and stuff. Let me see.
They're like, how the fuck did you get that on this flight? You do have to kind of
just drilling into the side, just drilling my own jacket into the wall.
You just pull. You're like, actually, I brought a shade with me. I can just put that right on there. No worries. That is, you do have to huff and puff for a moment and kind of like, I can't believe this.
Yeah.
How would they let them?
If I was an air marshal, I would have blown my head off.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I think you would have deserved that. I can't believe they let the flight take off like that at 6A.
I know. Also, like, just broken shit on planes. What?
Yeah, you're this casual about this?
Yeah. No one said anything.
This is what we can see. What about the shit we can't see?
I know. When they go, we've had a little technical difficulty, but the crew fixed it in 4 minutes.
And you're like, wait, the same crew that passes out the Sprites? Because I don't love that.
What kind of like tradesman skills?
Yeah,
do
like
they have?
I'm gonna need somebody that knows how to weld at least. Like not this person. I asked for a Biscoff. I got pretzels. That's not who I want.
And they're like, I'll be right back. Yeah, I'll get you the Biscoff in a second. I gotta go.
I gotta go
weld,
fix the
I gotta go weld the
rotary
wing back. Rotary specs on the girder.
I'm
Ugh.
stupid.
God, Jesus.
That's not Tom. I texted you the other night. The power of the new came back.
Wait, let's revisit this. I think this was a few weeks ago we coined the term the power of the new. And to remind our dear listeners, that is when you do new.
That is when you write 2 to 4 minutes of new jokes and you do them on stage.
And then you do them like we're supposed to. But
we were trying to stretch that into a larger metaphor. I don't know if we actually got there.
I think it's to try.
Try. Do it. It's
Say yes.
Hey, say yes.
Say
do
yes
a little
to the
something
new.
that scares you.
Yeah, take a risk.
Come on, live a little. Some have said.
Live a little. I think that's a Tim Smith original.
Some have said that. Write that one down, folks.
Live, you should laugh, and you should love.
If you just moved here though. If you send a if you send a little selfie to the RIL Instagram page of you quote unquote living a little.
Yeah.
Guess what? Free hot dog.
Free hot dogs getting shipped right to you. I'm out of LA for a couple weeks, and that's where we moved our distribution center to. So the hot dogs are gonna get a little. They're gonna get a little stale, but I keep them wrapped up in foil. So.
But you're not a fridge guy, which is a problem. Those things are just out loose in your bedroom.
Yeah. Why would I put them in my fridge? I got roommates. That would be selfish.
Well, hot
and
dogs
they're not
don't.
even brothers-in-law.
Hot dogs and the buns, they don't really last like that because you take the buns out of like the sheath and you just let them sit in the window.
No, I wrap it in foil like they do at a ball game. They keep those for a whole season.
That's not what I saw last time I was there, Tom. I'm just okay. So all of that to say, if it gets to you and it's an absolutely disgusting heap, that's not our fault.
But you do, at the end of the day, you have a free hot dog.
It
costs you nothing.
a free-ass
Venmo
hot
us
dog.
for shipping because shipping isn't free.
That is inflation's insane these days. I mean, the cost of living is nuts.
It's insane.
The fact that we're even
Thanks,
sending out
Biden.
hot dogs.
I can't even send out free hot dogs anymore. Ever since the grant hit 50.
But you're at this show. This was a little vindication. This is what I like to consider in my life, Tom, a little sign of growth.
Yeah.
First, this is one of the first shows I ever did. The first time I came to visit New York.
Okay.
Years and years ago. 5 years ago. And
way back.
Years and years back. This is like the first show I did in New York. And when I did it 5-6 years, I was petrified.
Right. Because it was a big. It's a cool show.
It's a cool show, and everyone on it is like a person.
Mm-hmm.
And then 5 years ago, I'm a fucking I'm not even a twinkle in my father's eye at this point.
You were literally not born yet 5 years ago.
And so you're just nerve wracked. I get up, I bomb my dick and ass off.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
It was not good. I mean, I was nervous
And new.
and new and just the
You're
intimidated by X, Y, and Z.
Oh,
and
I didn't. Yeah.
you're up there. It's when you're like, all right, I got this amount of time.
I mean, these jokes, I'm not pivoting. These are the jokes
This
I'm
is what's
doing.
happening.
Yeah.
This is coming right at you, and if you hate it, I'm just gonna have to eat that.
And I haven't really mastered riffing yet. So I'm going to tackle that in 2 to 3
You're like,
more years.
I haven't even thought about living in the moment
No.
at all. So I bombed the little dinkster off, and then you come back around full circle, get in there, turn in a heater, just a completely different view of the world, and you're like, that's
growth. That is a fun, measurable thing.
That is a measurable sign of growth.
You don't have a ton of things that you could say, like, I did this 5 years ago, and now I'm going to do the same thing. Run the same
with
set.
the exact same set. I bomb again with the same stuff.
You don't even plan on that. You get up there, and you just go autopilot.
And you're like, I like snap into a trance when I go to that show.
I live in Baton Rouge. Fuck!
I'm like, so my girlfriend and I just made 6 years? Oh, no.
No, it's happening.
It's 12 years. But yeah, that just felt like, and it's like, it is what you just said. It's a small little measure of growth.
Yeah, that's great.
And in this world, Tom,
We'll take it.
you're taking a win.
Dude, we'll take any wins we can get.
You just simply must. The world is absolutely throwing haymakers out here, Tom. You seem like you're like newly draped up and dripped out in some Minnesota Timberwolves.
Dude, I have never been so invested in the Minnesota Timberwolves. They're the
Every time I
greatest
see you
sports
now, you got
franchise.
some new Timby.
These are my two things.
Okay, I was like, how much?
I'm going back-to-back days. I got this jacket off Depop, and I got that sweatshirt for Christmas, and I'm wearing them, I'd say,
This is kind of the
4
new
or 5 times a day.
Right. This is kind of the new wave right now.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much fun. I've been a Minnesota sports fan my whole life, and we've literally never had a good team in like anything. Like our great teams,
Garnett was with the Timberwolves for a little while.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess
we
that was in
made the
1991.
Western Conference Finals in 03-04.
Right. Okay.
And that's still the best like sports team we've had. We made it to
the Twins.
The Twins have won 2 playoff games in 22 years.
Yeah, I guess I'm thinking about like Kirby Puckett. He's probably 1,000 years old.
That was 87. We won the World Series in 87 and 91.
Is that true?
And then we haven't had a championship. Oh, the Minnesota Lynx have been kind of a dynasty.
Okay.
In the WNBA. So Maya Moore kind of led us to a couple good years there.
Kind of a dynasty or a dynasty?
A what?
You said they were like, kind of a dynasty.
Well, yeah. I mean, we won I think we made it to like 5 straight finals or something. I kind of made that up, but we were in the finals.
They're good.
They were good.
Yeah.
They're fine now. But the Timber Puppies
They're looking
are fun. And it's like we're number 1 in the West. I've never seen this.
Is this okay, here's a cue for you, Tom. Because some people get excited about their sports team. Is this a team? Is this a contender?
Yes.
They could go the distance.
I
you
think this is
It's
my
that kind of
prediction.
team?
I think we'll make it to the Western Conference Finals this year.
That's a big prediction.
It's big, but it's just we got a fun team, and it's so. I think I was saying this. I might have said this on the pod already, but it's a hilarious time for this to strike for me because I don't live in Minnesota anymore,
right?
And I think that kind of brings your allegiance to a higher level,
brother,
when you live somewhere else.
I couldn't agree more.
I heard someone making fun of Minnesota a week ago, and I kind of snapped.
Fuck'd you just say?
And I was like, yeah, oh yeah, it's cold. Real original take. I was like angry.
You're like, oh, well, yeah, it's like the number 5 happiest state in our fucking country, so maybe tone it down.
And they're like, well, yeah, but it's like, yeah, you get nice summers, but the winters are brutal. I'm like, have you ever been there in the winter? You ever gone ice skating outside and play pickup hockey all day? I don't think so.
All your friends are dragging you out. They're like, calm down, Tom.
I'm so
Tom,
mad.
what the fuck?
So I have this pride in Minnesota because I haven't lived there in a long time, and then I've been a Timberwolves fan for forever, and then we're finally good, and I've also never had depressive episodes like I've had this year.
Now we're talking.
And I think there's a tie to that. Like,
well, you're searching for some sort of like something to ground you.
I'm really latching on. I think I mentioned this on the pod, but I've been watching the coaches' press conferences, and that's something I've never dipped into.
That's just, I absolutely love this.
It's like the Reddit version of being a sports fan.
Well, I identify with this very much. As you know, LSU kid.
Yeah.
And like I liked LSU football. Obviously, that's who I was rooting for.
Yeah.
I went to the games.
Yeah.
Go Tigers.
Sure. Spelled with an X.
You move.
Yeah.
1,200 miles away, and all of a sudden, it's like it becomes a larger part of your identity.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, that's my kind of shit over there.
Perfect example. If you're in Baton Rouge and you see someone with an LSU shirt, you walk right by him. You're in the middle of Chicago, you see someone with an LSU shirt, you kiss him on the mouth.
I'm going, what in the hell?
Yeah.
The hell?
Hey.
We have done that, and they were like, oh, I got this at a thrift store.
I know, dude. I've done that with Notre Dame.
That
especially
hurts.
because Notre Dame and LSU, they're both just like national brands.
Yeah, that hurts.
Yeah.
You ever done the flip side of that where you forget you're back home and you see somebody in an LSU shirt and you're like, dude, go Tigers. And they're like, yeah, no shit.
Yeah, everyone agrees with you.
Yeah, look where you're at. You're in Tiger Stadium.
This is
asshole.
like saying the weather talk again. Yeah, no, I know it's a good gig.
You're just like, yeah, Comfort Plus is sick, man. No, I love this. I completely agree with it. And now your attire is making more sense.
Yeah.
And they're good, so you're proud.
I'm super proud.
Yeah, you want to be a little.
Well, because also then you get people that are like, "Oh, are you a Timberwolves fan?" And I'm like, "Yeah, diehard." And they're like, "Dude, they're good this year." And I'm like, "I know, brother."
Wait, take a seat.
Do you want to talk right now? Because I would love to talk about Anthony Edwards.
Well, it's also nice when it's like, "Oh, are you a fan?" You're like, "Well, yeah, I'm actually from." And then it's like, "Oh, okay, you actually are a fan."
Yeah, I grew up, a Garnett fan, Latrell Sprewell, and then, but I know it's going too far because it's like, it's not great when your therapist is like. And, like, have you tried, like, telling the Timberwolves this? It's like...
Have you tried talking to the Timberwolves?
Have you expressed this feeling towards Rudy Gobert?
The guy that gave everybody COVID. You're still a fan of that guy,
dude? I love him. He helped
Unbelievable.
raise awareness for COVID.
I mean, he caused the outbreak. Honestly, no, I love that. I'm liking this. I'm liking the inception of all of this. Now.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's
I'm
making
really
it's
leaning
making
in.
it feel a little bit better. I like it.
Yeah,
And you gotta have a little something to hang on to.
gotta have something. It's a little bright spot living on the West Coast. They're playing East Coast, Central Time a lot. I'm watching a full Timberwolves game at 5 p.
Yeah,
as I'm
that's
eating
big.
dinner and getting ready to go out to shows to hang at.
Well, it's nice. It doesn't have to cannibalize your entire night. You go, I'm gonna knock this thing out over this bowl of mac and cheese,
Exactly.
and then I'm gonna go hit the hang button over at X, Y, and Z.
Then I'm gonna go tell a famous comedian, "What's
Hey,
up, buddy?"
What's up, buddy? Buddy. Oh my God. Every time I remember that, I get a little pit in my stomach.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like you're bordering on like, hey, chief. It's almost like sport.
Oh, this is.
It's like you're kind of batting in that arena. That's crazy,
Dude,
Tom.
that's amazing that you just brought that up. We're in the green room in Stanford this weekend. Me and
Right.
Kelsey, big security guard comes in, about 6'5", huge black dude, and he goes, "What's up, Kelsey? What's up, Tommy?" And I go, "Good to see you again, Chief." And he walks out, and I see Kelsey's face. I go, "His name is Chief. We know each other."
Oh, okay.
And she was like, "Jesus Christ!"
oh,
Thank God.
man. I was about to have a heart attack, too. I was like, who have you put on the Timberwolves jacket? You're a different guy.
It's the main security guy at like New York Comedy Club. He's in the downtown ones a lot.
Oh, man.
He's like, everyone knows him, and his name is Chief. But she thought I threw out Chief from the hip.
Just out of nowhere. You're like, no, his name is Sport. I would never just be like, hey, good to see you again, Sport.
She's like, yeah, but you didn't have to like tussle his hair. Also,
Hey,
he's 6'5". It was really hard to get up there.
Just climbed on his back and gave him a noogie. It's good to see you again. Go get me a beer.
It was so funny because I realized exactly what happened. I didn't clock it at first, and I saw Kelsey's face like, what the hell?
Like, who is this guy turning into?
Yeah.
What? Chief is crazy. Boy, his parents really set him up for that.
I actually don't know if that's like that might be a nickname.
It better be a little
It's
term of
probably a
endearment.
nickname.
Yeah, and he's going,
But that's how
why
he
the fuck
introduced
does this
himself.
guy? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Boy, that looked so bad for a minute.
Yeah, about 30 seconds, she's like, I think I'm gonna have to fire Tom from the rest of the
She's
tour.
starting to text her manager. She's like, we gotta
find someone else. He's calling people
chiefing.
Chief.
He's chiefing around.
Chiefing right now.
Yeah, but I mean, you did Buddy, probably the most famous comedian in America right now.
Yeah.
Hey, you doing, bud?
Actually, no, but people call him Buddy.
That's how he introduces
It's a
himself.
nickname.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Buddy.
Hey, I'm Buddy Gillis.
Oh, that's a killer name. Buddy Brennan. No.
Buddy Brennan's not bad.
Buddy Tom.
No.
No. That sounds like Brother Tom.
Tom Buddy is kind of nice.
Tom Buddy.
Hey, man, Tom Buddy. Nice to meet you.
Whoa.
That's not bad.
Damn.
Hey, buddy.
Changed it to the wrong name. Fuck.
Were you, so with the Buddy, what happened there? Because we already talked about
Panic.
my approach. It was just full, let's keep this thing short and sweet, all business.
Well, this is on the tail end. You did a great job, by the way. You shook hands with a couple very famous people, and you kept it. You just, hey,
Kept it moving.
what's up, Tim? Good to meet you. See
Yep.
ya, whatever. This is on the tail end. I was getting back to the table from my little fiasco. I just fist fought the security guard in the basement. So I'm in my head about like, God, she hated me. I hung for too long. But I guess I'm glad I saw the set. Thank God for Caitlin Palufo. She said hi. This is all going through my head. I get back to the table, and he's standing right there, and he goes, "What's up, dude?" And I go, "What's up, buddy?" And then I was like, "Go, no."
Okay, because I'm sure you've relived the Buddy several hundred times already.
No, not too much.
And because I didn't hear the Buddy. Because obviously in my head it's going, wee! I feel like I just got dropped off on Normandy. So how was the Buddy? I mean, I doubt it was like Buddy.
No,
but
no,
like,
it wasn't douchey.
No, I know, but what was the...
It was, what's
Hey,
up, buddy?
What's up, Buddy?
It was not good. Buddy's never good.
I don't think I would...
Buddy.
Of course, I
that's the
misinterpret...
only phrase. That's the only context in which is okay. If someone tells you a crazy story and you go, buddy.
Buddy.
Yeah.
That's when it's like...
That's okay.
That's almost...
Brother.
Well, that's bordering on, hey, Tom?
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Same vibe.
Yeah.
But yeah, buddy. Yeah, I mean, if you're like that guy and some guy that you don't know is like, oh, what's up, buddy? I'm trying to think about how I would interpret. Obviously, I would interpret it in the worst way possible.
Yeah. You just buddy me? If I said that to you right now, you would interpret it in the worst way possible.
Hey, Tom, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were friends.
Oh,
Buddy.
God.
Yeah, that's... Well, I mean, I have this thing with the comedian I talked about. I saw this comedian. He was there last night.
Mm-hmm.
Saw him on the flight. Didn't say anything.
Yeah.
I'm like, I probably should have.
Yeah.
He's autistic. He remembers every face. He's going, that's that fucking weirdo.
He didn't say hi to me. There's no way.
I would certainly hope not.
I don't think so.
I don't know. He has
Most
one
of us
those...
are not like the most extroverted people.
Right. I mean,
if
yeah.
Context is different. On a plane, no one's like dying to talk. If you were like in the, I don't know, even like
We were.
not travel. If you were like in a bar randomly.
Okay. We were at baggage claim together for a while.
Okay, you could have said hi then.
Probably should have said something.
Yeah. Because then it's, oh shit, another comic in the wild. We
Right.
had this like bond thing.
Yeah, but you do the thing in your own head of like, yeah, but he's doing it.
Self-deprecating. It's who am I?
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Which is like,
Got to get over that.
that's
You're
not.
the king of Ridgewood, dude.
Fuck. I didn't even think about. I wasn't in Ridgewood yet.
Oh, that's
I was
true.
still
You
in
hadn't-
Bush.
You didn't have Ridgewood confidence yet.
Yeah, I didn't have the swag yet.
You had bushy shame.
And he could smell it. He's like, I was like, hey man, nice to see you. He's like, ugh, you live in Bushwick?
God, you smell like Bushwick.
I was like, why? And he's like, well, there's dog shit on your shoes.
Oh, God. Well, we can wrap this puppy up. Can I clear one thing that I found out is a rumor going around?
Toss it on me.
It's very fun, actually.
Wow, I love this.
I found out there's a rumor going around the Chicago comedy scene
Oh.
that I moved to L.A., got signed by a big agent, which didn't happen, and then that agent said, we're going to pick out a new name for you, and we think Brennan is a good comedy name.
This rules. Who? Okay, so
I don't want to say names because they're
no,
friends.
we're not going to say names.
Oh,
but
yeah.
how did this come to your attention?
A decent friend of ours just told me in Chicago. She said, hey, is this true? Why did it? Wait, she goes, why did you change your name? Like out of the blue. And I was like, oh, it's my middle name and it's better. And yeah, it's I was
Easier to pronounce.
sick of people spelling it wrong, not being able to say it.
Right.
She goes, it's your middle name? I go, yeah. She's like, is it really? And I was like, yes.
Be a crazy
I took out
lie.
my license.
Yeah, be a crazy lie.
And she goes, oh, everyone thinks it's like a name that a big agent picked for you. I was like, what is this big agent? I would love to meet them.
This is so funny.
Also, like, that's how little respect you have for me?
Well, the people. Here's the thing: people have to piece together a narrative to make sense of. How can I phrase this delicately? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
scared of what you're saying.
No. People like. So you moved. You weren't like this like touted Chicago person.
Yeah, all right.
Do you know what I'm saying? And
You
then
know
you
what?
move.
Actually, let's wrap this up.
And you like, you slingshot.
Yeah.
And everyone. So people need a.
A narrative to be like, why did he?
Right.
Well, yeah, I mean, a booker of one of the Chicago clubs told me at a major accomplishment in my career. So all it takes is moving to LA and changing your name, huh? I go, all right.
Yeah,
Thank you for that.
Everyone skyrockets after that in LA. No one's ever tried that strategy in LA.
Right. No one has taken a stage name in LA.
Not one person has done that, and it didn't hit for.
Jesus Christ. So yeah, I will say, at first I was
The one
like,
person that didn't
mad.
work for, unfortunately, was Ricky Peanuts. That one really.
Dude, Ricky Peanuts, he's still out there though.
He's in the mix, but it didn't launch him.
Well, he thought about, he kind of botched the name change because he went Ricky Nuts first.
Well, then everybody thought he was a porn star for a little while.
Exactly,
Yeah,
because
and he
they're
had
like,
to-
"Oh, are you nutting?" Because his catchphrase was also, "I'm nutting."
I'm nutting all over your button. And then he with another absolute whiff, he changed, and then he went to Ricky Pee.
Ricky Pee thinking that people would understand the
like, just
peanut
peanuts,
reference.
man.
Yeah.
Anywho,
So,
that is
yeah, Ricky Nuts. He's still. I think I'm gonna ask him to open for me a little bit this next year. But
I do love lying. This person thought you were lying about something so easily verifiable.
is it really your middle name? Yes. Here's my driver's
Yeah,
license.
right there.
Is that really your driver's license? Is your first name even Tom?
You just have like a go bag. You just have that $10,000 in
That would be
cash.
so
You got a
sick.
fake ID.
I've always wanted to go bag in a different identity
We tried to do our
roommate's
big
law
idea
sketch
of the
about it.
sketch was like, what if we had a go bag?
with a lot of money in it. That was kind of it.
And I'm pretty sure the only thing we talked about was like, I mean, we could get like fake $10,000 in cash from Party City.
Like the sketch is writing itself.
Kind
at
of a
this
fake
point.
gun. That'd be fun. We
That'd
just
be
hide it
sweet.
somewhere. That was the whole thing.
We've had some brilliant ideas and some real stinkers.
Oh, God in heaven. But yeah, that's a fun rumor.
But I was actually I've been in a pretty good mental health space lately, and
Sure.
so I took it pretty because I kind of was like instantly like, what the hell?
Well, I got a text at like 11:30
Yeah, I was like, get this shit.
Well, no, you go, hey, what do you say when people ask why I changed my name?
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
I was like, ruh-roh.
yeah.
like, Tom,
I asked
something-
a couple people.
Something happened.
I was a little pissed for one night, and then I was like, anyone? Because here's the thing, and this is not a cocky thing, but to your point, it's like I left Chicago, and then I started having success.
Started getting stuff, yeah.
And none of the people that are talking about this are more successful.
Right, that's not how that works.
And not in like a douchey way. It's just not how that works.
Yep.
So it's like you're bound to get shit talked a little bit. We all get shit talked. I'm like, if this is what it is, I don't really care.
I mean, I saw a meme one time that said, if you don't have haters, grind harder. You know what I mean? I don't know if you thought about that too much, but, kick that one around in the old
I'm trying to
peanut
get some
for a
more
little
haters.
while. Yeah, dude. You need to get 10 more haters by the end of the year.
10 more haters, I think I would start selling more merch.
That means you're leveling up, Tom.
Yeah.
But you hit me up. I was like, I don't know if it sent you into a spiral. You're like, what do you say when people ask? And I was like, I'm pretty sure you went all Hollywood on us.
yeah. No, it was one of those things that I was like, I need to just like bounce this off someone else.
Right.
And then you riffed on it, and I was like, nah, yeah.
Ah, shit.
Yeah, this is nothing.
Yeah, it's completely fine. I'll tell you what, Buddy Gillis last night wasn't like, wait, are you the guy that changed his name?
Because of that big agent. I'm picturing like just some huge guy.
Quote, unquote, big agent.
Yeah, like a cartoonish guy in a suit.
You know who I'm picturing? You know the villain from Space Jam? Like the green guy with the giant cigar?
Exactly.
Change your
what-
name, kid.
Yeah, or like a big, what's it called? The comic book villain. He's a Spider-Man villain. It doesn't matter. It's big something.
Big.
I'm kind of picturing Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
And to be fair, if he told me to, I would have done it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that would have come with a few strings attached.
Amen. That
You know
would have
what I
been.
mean?
He would have been Ricky Nutting all over me.
Let's go. Just you and
a
in there.
gross way to
You
end
and
this.
Ricky Peanuts in there earning a Comedy Central credit.
Ricky's like, what name do I do next? Is it Richard? Was Ricky the problem?
Richard Nuts. All right, we're done.
All right, we got to wrap this guy up. This comes out tomorrow. I will be in Boston this weekend. Please come on out, Duck Duck Goofs, and then Boston again next weekend. New York, if you're around, I'll be ratting around next week, and then out and about.
Oot and a boot.
Next fun headlining weekend, hopefully, if you're in Dallas, April 12th, 13th, Dallas Comedy Club, doing a whole weekend. And I think there's at least 12 people that are going to buy tickets.
There you go. Spread those out over each night. Not bad.
That's 4 shows that people bought tickets
I mean,
to.
it's 4 shows. I mean, you're talking about, if you're thinking about the merch side of it, that's at least 8 sweatshirts. Then maybe they buy a hat.
Man, I'm making my travel buyout back immediately.
Easily, because you had to
Where
do
are you
that
at,
for another
Timothy?
10 minutes. Ratting around New York and then Columbus, and then I'll be in Boston the week after this, kid.
God, what a combo.
Goofing around town. God, that would have been great.
Yeah, except for we both can't make headlining money.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, but it still would have been a great hang.
It would have been awesome.
And then what else? Providence, and then DC. I might be heading your way,
Let's go.
and then I'm ratting
Catch us ratting, looking for some cheese. If you have any leads on cheese, send it
or
our
slop.
way.
Don't forget slop. We'll take slop as well.
Yeah, we'll take slop
We'll
too.
roll around in
'cause
that.
we eat slop and we feed it to them.
Ain't that the dang truth?
We love you guys.
He married my sister, now we're living together. We're